Okay then, Dan, so taking a look at this setup now. The left-hand one was your before setup. You can see here now, as we discussed, that ball was quite a long way sort of forward in your stance, very much off your left toe there, which is going to cause you to hit the ground kind of more so behind the ball and then on the way up. So you're probably at the fat shot, either hitting the ground, or the thin shot where you top it, ball scuttles on the ground. So that was the main sort of change we made there. Instead of just moving that ball back, it wants to be going down, just sort of down through sort of your left cheek, left chest area. And as you can see, the hands are just slightly leaning forward of the club head. So that would be sort of a fairly standard kind of setup. And we worked a little bit on that posture. And I know we're not looking at down the line view. Hopefully you can see on the right hand one, your posture does look a little bit better. Your head's a little bit more up, a bit sort of higher across your shoulders, where your ears are in relation to your body. Whereas this one here now, that head's very much down. As we said, a lot of golfers do have that mentality when they first start about keeping the head down. They must keep the head down to try to top the golf ball. So we're going to try and get rid of that thought as soon as we possibly can. Get in a good posture, get that back nice and straight and that head up. So in terms of swing, we can see as the club goes back here now, there was quite a little bit of movement there with that right foot. You'd seen obviously golfers before hitting the golf ball and their right foot would start moving. So because of this now, this right foot moving in the takeaway, before that club has even completed the backswing, it would start moving to try to get into that sort of finish position that you'd seen other golfers do. And as a result of you doing this now, your right foot was sort of sliding and spinning, losing a lot of kind of balance there as you're coming through, and then not really able to sort of swing the club with any kind of control or any kind of speed. So taking the club away now, as we can see, much more stable turn now. We're turning that right shoulder, right hip out of the way, getting a nice turn with the hips. You can see the belt buckle now of your shorts there, moving away from the ball there, and that right foot now staying flat. What we want to try and feel then over time, as we start coming down, this right foot should be sort of more rolling in, so the hips are moving in this direction towards target, the knees are moving that same direction, and the body's kind of shifting this way, all kind of going towards target, as we can see. And that's going to cause the right foot to roll in, the knee to roll in, and then when the hips then finally rotate, that right foot will roll up on its toe. So it'd be definitely worth practicing that exercise we showed you, where you place that club on your toe, as we jokingly said, sort of do it twice a day while you're brushing your teeth. Just get that sensation of you twisting your body, getting that motion through. This was certainly better than what you were, but you can see that right foot now kind of spinning backwards a little bit. Because you got the club down, it's probably happening. I mean, you can see it's happened here now in the downswing. In reality, as we said, it should be happening a little bit later, okay? That body then moving through, okay? So we set the golf ball there now. After sort of 2 good practice swings where we're striking the mat, we're finishing in balance, we then step to the golf ball now. Basically, when we start swinging the golf club, the focus needs to be on the golf ball. Don't worry about the foot, the hip, the shoulder, any movements in the swing. That is all done during your practice swing when there's no ball to focus on. You can do a lot of thinking now about what your body's actually doing, because whether you strike the golf ball well or not makes no difference because there's no ball there. We are just focusing on the body movement. Once you've done that, maybe 2 times at each shot, we then step to the golf ball and maybe have a trigger word in our head. For you, that could be just rotation in the backswing with that right side, getting that belt buckle and body to turn out the way rather than rising and sliding. Here we made a reasonably good backswing there now. So the right foot now still getting a little bit more active than we'd eventually want. Certainly a much improved from that first side. Really good strike of the ball, and then through to a very, very good finish position now. Looking a bit more in balance, and as we saw, some of those shots you were definitely getting towards the end of the session there. 146, 147 yards with that club. Definitely a massive improvement of almost, I guess, 30% extra distance. I mean, from 100 yards up to 130, 140, a big old change in distance increase with this shot. So work on that lower half movement. Practice that movement, like I said, how that right foot moves. If you're not sure, please feel free to ask and send some questions through, or send some videos through of you doing it, so we can sort of see where you're at. Get some practice in with that movement, as I said, and then next lesson we'll take a look at sort of a few other things in the downswing and into the follow through to keep progressing that game still further. So hope that does make sense. Any questions, obviously feel free to give me a shout, and I will see you soon. Cheers, buddy.